I choked on cereal about 5 minutes ago, so it's my life.
I gave him a bowl of cereal and he almost died.
Yeah, he almost got him, right? Hey!
Hey! Hello, Cape Crusaders, and welcome to another edition of Batman, the Animated Series podcast. I'm your host, Alex Robson, and with me, as always, is my co-host, my brother, comic book artist and writer, and the guy whose almost got him story involves cold cuts and stomach acid. It's Mr. Will Robson. Say hello, Will.
Well, in my case, a bowl of cereal you just fucking made for me that choking my arse off on. Death by cornflakes, Christ.
It couldn't have been a better scenario to watch this Almost Got Him episode, and I almost got you.
You almost got me, yeah.
How you doing?
Not great.
No, why
Tired
not?
as shit. Had a long Comic-Con where I made no fucking money and spent a lot of money doing it, and tired as shit.
It's so weird. We're in the same room, as you can probably see. We had planned to do this as a live episode a couple months ago. Couldn't get the venue sorted. So we're doing something totally different. We've got like a whole little setup here. So if you're watching and it looks cool, great. If it looks and sounds like shit, then I'm sorry, we tried our best.
There's a big helicopter flying
There's
over,
a
so you're
big-
probably picking that up as well.
Why does a helicopter have to fly over right now?
Anyway, I gotta get in the podcast mode. Hey, everybody, speechcomics.com. Check out my shit. Outbreaks 1 or 2. Pick it up or you're a noob.
What?
I'm not ready to do this.
You're not. You've spoken to too many people this weekend.
Oh, I've been schmoozing but we met a lot of people from the podcast, which was really nice.
We did. That was great.
Yeah, we met Scotty Holly, we met Ben, a few other people. It was lovely to meet folks in person. Had some good chats. Listeners that have been around since Spider-Man the Animated Series podcast.
I know, there was a lot of those. That was awesome.
A lot of weight gain has happened since Spider-Man the Animated Series podcast, mate.
You've become a true kingpin.
I have become the kingpin.
And that becomes Smythe, where he's just given up on himself. More about the eating than the actual studying, sir.
You didn't let me eat it, sir.
Well, that's a throwback. Anyway, we're talking about Batman today. We're talking about Almost Got Him. You wanna dive in?
Let's dive.
All right, let's do it. This episode is titled Almost Got Him. It came out on November 10th, 1992. Directed by Eric Radomski, written by Paul Dini, and animation by Dong Yang, and layouts by Spectrum. Featuring Kevin Conroy as Batman Bruce Wayne, it's just Batman actually, it's not Bruce Wayne in this. Adrian Barbeau as Catwoman, Mark Hamill as the Joker, Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn, Paul Williams as the Penguin, Diane Pershing as Poison Ivy, Richard Mole as Two-Face, and Aaron Kincaid as Killer Croc. Or was it Aaron Kincaid?
Oh, we'll find out, huh?
Honorable mentions here. Dong Yang animated this episode, and they previously produced the episodes that we reviewed, which were Joker's Favourite, Nothing to Fear, Boyman and Crime Alley, Eternal Youth, Two-Face Part 2, I've Got Batman in My Basement, The Forgotten, See No Evil, The Cape and Cow Conspiracy, Perchance a Dream, Night of the Ninja, Tiger, Robin's Reckoning Part 2, The Laughing Fish, and Terror in the Sky.
It's like all of our top 3, right?
Yeah, they're all in the top 3. Well, not all of them, but those.
Yeah, the
top
top 3 is in that list.
Yeah, that's true. Spectrum also provided the layouts for this episode, and they previously worked on Heart of Ice, On Leather Wings, It's Never Too Late, POV, Vendetta, Tiger, The Laughing Fish, Beware the Grey Ghost, Robin's Reckoning Part 1, and See No Evil. So basically the two juggernauts coming together to make this episode. What did you think of the animation?
It's great. I mean, animation is great, but like the cinematography is excellent. There's so many close-ups in this episode.
Yeah.
Really tight shots. Like, I love how it starts on their hands.
So, I hear you know who nailed the Mad Hatter last week.
No kidding. He sure gets around for one guy.
Yeah, well, that's where you're wrong. I don't think it is one guy.
It's on, like, their mouths and, like, just like, extra close-ups. Like, I don't know who was the cinematographer for the episode, but it was class stuff.
Well, usually, so Eric Radomski's the director, and he would be the key storyboard artist. And then he would farm it out to, before he goes to the animation studios, his team of artists that would then be like, all right, you get segment, I don't know, 1 minute to 4 minutes. You get this, like, you get all the club scenes maybe, or you get the Poison Ivy story, you get the Two-Face story. That's how they usually would do it.
Right.
So,
but it wasn't just your bog standard static cam stuff.
No.
Like, there was a shot of, like, Joker when he says, like, how's Robin? And, like, he's full on, like, forced perspective of him looking up.
So, how's Robin?
I don't know if they knew this was going to be, like, one of the best episodes of the show ever, but it seems like a lot of work went into it.
my opinion is it's the best animated episode we've seen yet, I think.
Yeah.
Of course.
Likewise. You got it. Same here.
I mean, obviously, Laughing Fish is excellent. Joker's Favor is excellent. A Chance to Dream has some excellent animation sequences. But the close-ups, the character designs, everything was so on point in this episode for me. Especially, like, the colors as well. Like, everything popped. Like, Two-Face popped on screen when he's close-up with his colors. Everything was just pitch perfect for me in this episode with animation.
And many a cool shots of Batman in this episode.
Hell yeah, there's
in the
quite a
dark
few.
and everything. Yeah.
We got backgrounds looked incredible as well. I thought all of like the clubs and then all of the stories, they had excellent painted backgrounds. The only animation errors that I noticed was after Two-Face removed Batman's belt, he lunges at Two-Face and you can see a yellow line just above his undies. And then also when we watched it, I noticed when the Joker's game show's happening, everything's in black and white except for Batman's cape and his belt. So you can see that a few times. Otherwise, just a perfectly animated episode. Director Eric Radomski and writer Paul Dini have both been credited previously in this podcast. Radomski's creds are for your If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? And Dini's are in Joker's Favor. So you can go back and listen to those episodes if you want to learn more about their careers. And then acting creds. All returning voice actors have been credited previously on this podcast in their first appearances on this show, such as Diane Pershing in Pretty Poison and Adrian Barbeau in The Cat and the Claw Part 1. Both previous guests of this podcast as well.
Yes, we're a very professional podcast with professional people that come on the show.
We're not in my bedroom or anything with a green screen.
We're not in the bedroom with one mic on a green screen. Currently getting a pile sitting on this hard as shit chair. I can feel it coming. It's like, that was a great episode.
What, your pals?
My pal's a huge fan of Batman the Animated Series.
Almost got him!
Yeah, all my pals are talking about how they almost got me. He was sitting in the same position for days.
He was on an uncomfortable train for 2 hours, and that's how I almost got him.
Really spicy Mexican food now. We almost got him.
There's a lot of them down there, huh? Are they all playing poker as well?
Yeah, they're all playing.
Around your butthole, which is the circular table.
That's exactly what's going on.
Excellent. For the first time ever in the show, there are no new creds for actors. So we've seen every single actor before. So
we get Harry Hamlin to come in and
do
like, hey guys, can I join in the game? No, Harry.
There is a famous picture of the cast from this episode, as we've heard from like Diane Pershing and Adrian Barbeau. As I said, they've been on the show. They said that this day was the one that they always remember because they had never crossed paths, right? Like Kevin Conroy obviously has seen all these people in different episodes, but for the first time, a lot of the villains were in the same room. So there's this great black and white photo of all of them just kind of like, they're probably right after they recorded, they're all outside and they're all like posing differently. And it's a great picture. So that must have been a really fun day for them. All right, utility belt of fun facts. Not loads, but a fair amount, so I'll rattle through them. Rattle through. I've been in London
for 4 days.
Based on a 4-part comic story that ran from September to December in 1997 in Batman Volume 1, issues 291 through 294, titled Where Were You on the Night Batman Was Killed? Written by David Verne Reed and artist John Calnan. In each of the 4 issues, one villain, Catwoman, the Riddler, Lex Luthor, and the Joker all recount their claims to have almost killed Batman.
Okay. Lex Luthor, I wonder how he almost killed Batman.
Yeah.
Killed him in the stock market.
The giant penny that was part of Two-Face's death trap later appears in the Batcave and can be seen in all subsequent episodes.
I know, and I said, like, they gifted to him. They're like, you can have this, Batman. It's like, how the fuck am I going to get that back to the Batcave? They're like, well, you can get the Batwing and connect it to the Batwing. And it's like, well, no one look where I'm flying to. He's like, also saying, how the fuck am I going to get in the cave? Is it like wide enough to go where the bat car comes out? Bat car, it's the Batmobile. What am I saying? Oh, the stress of that penny. I think I got copper poisoning.
Alfred! There's a penny you need to bring here.
A penny? I can do that. That sounds easy. Oh my god, it's the world's biggest penny. That is going to be a bitch to clean, sir.
I already have to clean up all the bat shit in here.
We don't have any room for it, sir. I got a big dinosaur coming as well. Life-size T-Rex. That needs room too. So. My theory has always been that...
Poor Alfred.
My theory has always been that he has the trinkets in his Batcave because they're his version of Almost Got Him, where he looks at the penny as like, that's when I nearly died.
Ooh.
And he looks at the T-Rex like, that's when I nearly died. And they're constant reminders to him in the cave to be fucking careful.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. So he's just sitting around a poker table with like Robin, Alfred, Batgirl, and he's that's how they almost got me. And they're all like, are we going to get to talk, or are you just going to tell us stories?
I think it's a personal thing, you know?
He just tells Alfred that as a bedtime story. He's like, do you want to hear how Two-Face almost got me? No, sir.
Tell me again, Alfred, how Two-Face almost got me. Ducks him in that night. Well, sir, you were tied up. I was tied up. And there was no escape. No escape. Keep going. Also, you're drifting off. No. I want to hear the end of it. He said, one side you'll be dead, one side I'll be dead, and the other side all the bones in your body will break. Yeah. Did you see that? Did I tell you that the coin fell on two of the henchmen? They're dead. Yes, they're very dead, sir.
The coin killed them, though, not me. I didn't kill them. The coin killed them.
There's still a bit of brain matter that I cannot wipe off one side. Leave it, Alfred. Gives it character.
Okay, Two-Face uses the two motif throughout this episode. Every time his hand is seen, he has two of a kind or
Little
Two-Face
bit
cards.
Too much, I would say.
I think so too. Hey!
Did you just get what I did?
Yeah, but I said I think so too.
Oh.
Did you not get what I did? Hey. Every time his hand is seen, he has two deuces and two face cards upon his name. He also has 4 2-2 card in one shot. He applies half and half cream to his coffee. His story is second in the anthology. He wields 2.22 caliber handguns at the end. The Joker snubs Dent by saying he's seeing double and will always come in second. So, yeah, a bit too much. I think Paul Dini was like, I'm just going to go crazy on the Two-Face jokes.
I get it as well. I in my story I'm writing Dead-Eye Dick, I have one character that like makes so many iPods. There's a point where I was like, this might be too much. So he's like, you want to come with me? Seeing might be believing. And like all this stuff. And it keeps going and going. Yeah.
Did you manage to spot the difference in these two images?
I like that.
What's oh my god,
you're slow today.
Oh man, I am slow. Okay, Paul Dini had originally written that instead of using exploding pumpkins, Poison Ivy instead set Christmas trees on fire in protest to them being chopped down for the holidays.
I prefer that.
I thought so too. According to Dini on the commentary, broadcast standards and practices had him change it, and he opted instead for Halloween pumpkins. Producer Bruce Timms thought the pumpkin idea worked out much better. I like the pumpkins.
But wait, she was burning the Christmas trees in protest?
Which doesn't actually make sense, because she loves trees and plants.
Yeah, but she's still blowing up pumpkins.
But I guess if they're chopped down, they're already dead.
Hey, also, one oversight to me with the Poison Ivy character is she's always like, in this episode, she's like, I'll have a herbal tea, and she's always like having salads and shit. I'm like, shouldn't you be like a full-on carnivore, just like, I'll have blood to drink and like meat to eat, right?
Well, she's like, what's that guy, like the carnivore guy on the internet that eats like raw meat only and like raw eggs?
I don't know, that guy's probably dead, but that's his fucking diet.
That's Poison Ivy.
Don't you think so though? Like,
yeah, she should.
She's like, I love animals. Anyway, get me a salad and fucking herbal tea, bitch.
So Joker's criticism of exploding pumpkins is very funny, because obviously Mark Hamill will go on to play the Hobgoblin in Spider-Man the Animated Series.
That's true, yeah.
So he's like, exploding pumpkins.
And that's how I almost got him.
With exploding pumpkins.
Although this is Poison Ivy's third appearance in the series, this episode contains the first mention of her natural immunity to poisons and toxins. So we haven't heard that yet. Alright, and then finally, every villain in this episode has appeared in live-action films.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I was like, when has Killer Croc? And then I realised the Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my friend, are here to take it slow.
Don't get demonetized. What a movie, right?
Oh my god. There was something that really, when that movie was coming out and that soundtrack, me and my wife saw the funniest thing when we were living in Hastings, where it was like these like 17-year-old kids walking around with essentially a boombox, but it wasn't. It was just like a portable Bluetooth speaker.
Right.
It's like the modern version of walking around with a boombox. And they were listening to like, what's the song in that with the Joker? When it's like Purple Lamborghini. Do you remember that song?
Oh my god!
And they were like walking through like Hastings High Street with like the Bluetooth speaker, like 17 years old. And there was one point in the song where like the beat stops and it goes back in, and they all stopped and they dabbed and then they kept going. And I saw it and I cracked up, pointing and laughing like it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So I think I made them feel bad that day to maybe think about not doing that in public because it's embarrassing.
And that's how you almost
That's
got him.
my version of society.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't you tell me what you thought of this episode?
Yeah, it's clearly, it's one of the best, if not the best episode of the whole show. I'm glad we watched The Flash last night, so we have something to make fun of because it's going to be hard to pull any funny out of this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things, but I agree. We kind of had that with like Joker's Favor, Chance to Dream Almost Got Him. All of these episodes, they're just so rich and so good that, I mean, one, yeah, it's hard to make fun of, but two, there's so much stuff to talk about that I don't think that any review could like cover absolutely everything. So we'll obviously do our best, but it's such a great episode. There's so many layers. Paul Dini just knows every single one of those characters around that table, how it's going to work. And to fit it within 22 minutes as well is so impressive.
Yeah, and it's got such a satisfying ending with Batman being there the whole time. He's the one that got him. I love like all the police pulling their guns. In my book, Mobster Mash, I have a scene where like all these people in like a room pull guns, and it's specifically from
this episode.
And then also the ending with Catwoman saying almost got him with the moon and everything. It's just mwah.
Almost got him.
The other thing I'm not keen on is sometimes in Batman the Animated Series, he has a really like small, pointy nose.
That's
like
how this animation studio likes to do it. It's Spectrum as well, because they do the layouts. They have this like hook, pointy nose. Yeah, and
hooked.
Sir.
I knew Batman would show as soon as Gotham started scratching. In fact, I was counting on it.
So, okay, I thought that Batman goes full method actor in this as well. Like, he committed to being Killer Croc.
Do you think he was in the cave like, all right, Alfred, come here, I need your help, doing a Killer Croc. Oh, good, I like impersonations, sir. I'm going to do an impersonation myself. I'm half thinking that that's not a good idea. Pretty good, right? And Bruce is like, that's a terrible Two-Face. Anyway, I'm going to do my Killer Croc now. I'm Killer Croc! Pretty good, right? It's like, you will be shot immediately, sir.
Yeah, I really love how he committed. The costume must have cost him a lot of money, because he's got to make
He's got it.
Do
Do you think Alfred made it?
Yeah, it's so in it.
So I've just been watching the adverts for Killer Croc's Killer Wings, and I had the reference, so pretty accurate.
Do you think he had to like go out and find actual gator skin as well, and like he just bought a bunch of suitcases and just sewed it together?
Does Killer Croc have actual gator skin?
Yeah, I would assume so. He's got scales.
To me, he's just like a big ball of psoriasis with yellow teeth. I mean, that's me. Am I Killer Croc?
Batman also creates the Big Rock Killer Croc almost got him story in this. That was hard to say, Big Rock Killer Croc.
Fat cock.
That's how I almost got him with my fat cock.
I mean, Big Rock. Big cock rock. Oh.
I do think it's funny, though, because Batman's the one that creates this Big Rock theory, and then later on in other episodes, Killer Croc will say, hit her with a rock, in the trial. And also, he tries to kill Batman with a rock in another episode called Showdown.
So he chose the
not
right.
Showdown, Sideshow.
He chose the right story to tell. Then.
Yeah, he did. Do you think this is the most famous or well-known Batman the Animated Series episode?
I guess so. Besides Laughing Fish and the one where Batgirl breaks her back and everything like that.
Oh, when she's killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the most well-known.
Well, look, they made a board game specifically
Exactly.
from this episode.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not the first time we've seen a villain team up before. Oh my fucking god. Why didn't I close that window?
Because you biffed it, bud.
Yeah, I biffed it. But there's something so unique about them all around a poker table.
Yeah,
that,
it's
like,
great.
It just brings it to another level.
Just focusing on their hands told you everything about their characters.
Yes.
Joker was cheating and he was good with the cards. Two-Face with the half and half cream, and you see his hand. Penguin with his posh little pot of tea.
Yeah.
Like it's just so well done.
It is. Who's got the best Almost Got Him story, do you think?
Joker.
I thought Two-Face had the
Yeah,
best
no,
one.
Two-Face is very good as
I mean,
well,
it's
but-
its opinion. If you think
But
Joker...
I love late night comedy and
Mm.
like so that Joker in that position, and he's got some funny lines like the House Robin is very funny.
It is, yeah.
And Harley's very good in it, and yeah, so I do like that story. I think
I'd watch a whole game show of Joker hosting, or a late night show with Joker hosting.
absolutely. I think Poison Ivy's story is the weakest out of all of them.
Yeah.
And I can see now that I know that originally it was planned to be with Christmas trees, and that was like what they were doing, and they had to make a last minute change. I can see why now it's the weakest story, because I feel like the Christmas trees would have made it better. So if I had to go from my least favorite to favorite, it would be Poison Ivy is my least favorite one. Then Penguin, even though I really love the animation in that one. It's very pretty, and I love those birds. Even though, what's going on with those birds? How is water just hitting a bird? Like, the
What,
way you
then
beat
stopping
a bird.
it from flying?
I remember, like, as a kid thinking that they were like little robot birds.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I thought that they obviously were just a means to, like, get the story going. You know,
I know,
it was
but
like...
it wasn't like, that was, to me, watching that, I was like, this is the weakest part of the whole
Yeah,
episode. Like,
yeah.
water hits them, and then they're just on the floor, like, still flapping. Like, if a bird got hit, like, birds can fly in rain, you
Yeah,
know? Like,
they
they can
can.
fly in the rain.
Yeah, they can. Okay, so that's your second least favorite.
Yeah. I still love it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying like it was bad,
Yeah.
but like if you're ranking them,
And then Two-Face, and then Joker. Killer Croc, I don't count.
you don't count,
No.
yeah, because it's not even him. Yeah, I agree.
There I was, holed up in this quarry. When Batman came nosing around, he was getting closer.
And?
I threw a rock at him.
Okay, I think Two-Face just slightly above. I love the penny
Mhm.
being involved. I like the $2 million $2 bills. I like the 2-ton gang.
It's so many twos.
It is too many.
Too many.
We're still doing it. I will say though that I thought, how did he get the 2-ton gang? Because first of all, do you think he's annoyed that there's 4 of
I
them?
think you and I would be.
Yeah. Well, if he put an ad out and he's like, "You're only going to be 500 pounds," and we show up, he's like, "I meant muscle."
I thought you meant us combined 500.
And if he wanted only 2 people instead of 4, he'd need like the whale. They'd never show up.
I'm here to try out. For the 2-ton guys, I take up 1 ton. I'm working on 2.
The position has been filled.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go sit in front of my fridge and eat fucking pizza, stacked up pizza with peanut butter on it, because that's how really fat people eat.
That sounds pretty good.
Can you make that for 2?
2 for 1. Yeah,
I can't turn down that deal. Any 2 for 1, sir. Buy 1, get 1 free. Oh, it's like a sucker for all those sales. What are we having tonight? Domino's. It's 2 for Tuesday. Fucking Domino's sucks. What did you say, 2-ton gang?
You can have half of your topping and I'll have half of mine on the other one.
Like, you are obsessed, mate. Like,
Chill the fuck out.
Half of me wants to strangle you,
And what does the other half want?
to hit you with a truck.
What did you think of the music in this episode?
I guess I wasn't really paying attention to the music in this episode.
Oh, for me, the music in this is so good. I love the club, like jazz music, that will come back, and we'll hear it again in some other episodes, like on the radio and stuff. I just think that paints like such a great like vibe for that whole club, because it really is a dark and dingy club otherwise.
Yeah.
And then I really like Joker's game show music, which I use in this podcast all the time. It's really, really good.
Good evening, folks. I'm the Joker. Living proof that you don't have to be crazy to host this show, but it helps.
But was that not already in the
Christmas with the Joker?
Yeah.
No, it's a different one, because it's got kind of like a Christmas bounce to it, where this is different. But one thing that always makes me laugh is in Poison Ivy's story, when he falls down and goes, "Poison gas," which you said, thanks for letting us know, because why would he say that out loud? But for me, I've always found that funny, because ever since I can remember watching this episode, whenever I've farted and it smelled really bad and I'm on my own, I go, "Poison gas." So that line will always be...
When you get stomach acid, you go, "Not the acid!" Is that what he says in that movie?
What?
In Batman Forever?
Oh no, it's boiling acid!
Yeah, that's what you should say when you get stomach acid.
All right, I'll add that to the list. Also, Poison Ivy almost dies when the Batmobile slams through that pole that she's climbing up.
Yeah, it's not Batman's fault. He just said, "Go over there, and if there's a poison ivy in the way, then so be it."
The Batmobile killed her, not me.
Yeah, exactly. Vehicles kill people every day, Alfred. Whether people are in them or not.
He's controlling it. He's like, "Die."
Die, you prick.
Poison Ivy could also be the next Robin, the way she was like scaling that pole, like she was jumping, and she could be in the circus, the way she was going to
make a sexual innuendo there. You can scale my pole any day, buddy.
Well, I will say the outfit she was wearing was hot.
Sexual awakening as a child. You watch
damn
Batman Returns, you see Catwoman, then you're like, "Oh my god!" And then you go watch Batman the animated series, you see Poison Ivy, you're like, I am horny as a 5-year-old.
Like to poison her, Ivy. I really like that outfit though. In fact, her new Batman Adventures outfit is very much like that when they do the redesigns, because she's got this like dark green, almost black onesie bikini on, and that's it. And I was like, it's Halloween. It's October. It's cold there.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised she's not freezing. But I mean, there is also other people that almost died in this, or probably died in this episode. The Giant Penny.
Oh yeah,
slamming on
killed
the
those
two.
guys.
Yep, they are dead. I love the way it bounces off them like a rubber ball, like it just like the way it does that. I think that was great. By the way, Batman in a forklift is not cool, no matter however you try to pitch it. Like he just looks
Try
so
to pitch it.
Oh! Two-Face is just like, well, yeah. I thought like when I saw him in that pitchfork, I just imagine him going back to the Batcave with it. As he's like pulling it. Alfred's like, "Another vehicle for the collection, sir?"
This is the bat fork, Alfred. It's very useful. You're going to be using it a lot.
To get up to clean the Giant Penny.
That's right. Great.
Imagine that's the new Batmobile.
The bat fork?
Yeah, he just spills around a corner. People are like, "Is that Batman?"
He's like, "What? It's got like 2 bat horns on the front of it."
That's true, yeah.
That's right.
You're on board now,
Yeah.
Alfred.
And if you look at it from above, I painted it so it looks like my face. You see? It's got a little...
I also love Penguin's dialogue in this episode. I think he just has some of the best dialogue, and Paul Dini just dives deep into his vocabulary to like. I wonder. I mean, you didn't have the internet back then, so Paul Dini probably knows this, but I wonder if he like got a thesaurus out and was just like looking at all the words that he could use.
I find your middling machinations mildly diverting. But for sheer criminal genius, none surpasses my most recent ornithologically inspired entoilment.
And I think that really helps with Penguin's character in this, because I don't remember seeing it anywhere else where he's like so Shakespearean and so well educated that he's got like a very large vocabulary, which I think adds to his little man syndrome. Go big on vocabulary because he's, tiny.
Is that what you do?
I don't think I have a very big vocabulary.
But you have little man syndrome.
I don't. Thank you very much. I used to. I don't anymore. I don't anymore. I don't. Fuck off.
All right.
You fuck off. I'll fucking smash you,
Right.
little man. So Penguin picks the wrong umbrella, which I thought was a little nod to Batman Returns, but then I realized this came out before Batman Returns, or was definitely made before it. But I like how he's like, curses, the wrong umbrella, instead
What do
of...
you mean it was made before it?
Well, they had to write this and animate it before Batman Returns came out.
But I thought the Penguin was based off of the way Danny DeVito looks in Batman Returns.
They were making the show. They only had 89 to go off of. And then when they were designing the Penguin and Catwoman, they were sent images of what... Or it wasn't... No, Bruce Timm went on set to Batman Returns and saw what Danny DeVito looked like. And then and he sketched his version of Danny DeVito's Penguin whilst on set.
Okay.
Because they didn't want people to see the Penguin before it was like ready to go out into the public. And that's why Catwoman has blonde hair. Because obviously Michelle Pfeiffer,
Right.
Catwoman. So yeah, that's how. So that's it. These episodes, because Batman Returns came out in the summer of 92.
Was the summer of 92.
Or 93? I can't remember. It's something like that. Whatever.
Bought my first Walkman and my Pokemon card. Sorry, that was too early.
That was, I was going to say 92.
I got my Game Boy.
And Batman the Animated Series.
Michael Jordan's on the Bulls, yeah.
As I said, I watch a whole late night show of Mark Hamill's Joker. I love that he's got Joker branded everything as well. Like, even the laughing gas is patented. He's like, my patented laughing gas. I think that's great.
But for a real demonstration, we're pumping our studio audience full of my patented laughing gas.
And then I did wonder, though, like, when he goes, how's Robin? Where's Robin in this whole episode?
Easy.
College, I
Yeah.
guess? Yeah.
Slamming.
Yeah, but then I also realised that...
Hitting that college tag.
Getting his dick out.
Dick is pulling.
Yeah.
Robin, where were you? Getting laid, baby, getting laid. Something that you need to do, Brucey boy. Brucey boy. Don't ever call me that again. Hey, Alfie boy. Alfie boy.
Do you think...
Alfie man.
Do you think also that Dick's almost got him is just about almost all the times he almost got laid? That's how I almost got some ass.
Almost got some.
Oh,
You could tell that story.
No,
yours
I always
get
get some. That's your story, buddy.
I'm happily married.
Yeah, no, but before that, that's how I almost got some.
Yeah, times were tough. That's how I never got some. Thought long hair was a cool idea.
Yeah, whoopsie.
But long hair and a chin strap beard at 16 was a real cool look. It wasn't.
So Harley uses her classic gun in this. I noticed that she's got the boxing glove on the end of the spring, and that's in like all her action figures and stuff like that. So this is the first time we see that.
I still had an ace up my sleeve.
And what do you think of Batman's reveal as Killer Croc in this episode?
It's dope. And the best, one of the classiest bits is the swinging light when Joker's knocked over and then he looks up and it's Killer Croc and the shadow goes over him and it's fucking Batman. Like,
it's really
just
cool.
Like, and that's just for us, right?
It
like,
is.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes
but
absolutely no sense.
in my head, it's like Joker sees it and he's like, oh, that's fucking
That's
boy.
Batman.
Well, an imposter in our midst.
I was wondering, Do they all see Batman in that moment? Like, is the darkness... Oh, darkness is your ally. Is that why they see him?
That was a really bad Bane.
Well, I was just throwing it in.
Hey, doctors is your ally, right, guy? I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light of day till I was nearly a man. Well, that would have been a fun Bane. Monorail singing Bane.
Singing Bane. For you!
I'm a big guy for you, big guy for you. You're a little guy, so I'm a big guy for you. Crashing this plane, crashing this plane.
What are we going to
With
do?
no survivors.
Oh, so stupid. Okay. I forget where I was asking, but that's my love that Batman moment is when the reveal of Batman as Killer Croc.
It has to be, but
Yeah.
there are other good ones. Batman's in shadow a couple times when he goes into Penguin's lair or aviary. And then also the other one I like is at the end when Batman and Catwoman are in the moonlight together. I think it looks really great.
He does look cool. I also like where he confronts Harley in the cat food factory, where she's like, I'm just waiting for Mr. J, and he's like, don't count on it. And then he jumps down and he's just a big silhouette.
The cape and everything.
Yeah, he looks really good there.
The fun starts as soon as Mr. J comes back.
Don't wait up.
So when the police all turn and reveal themselves and they're pointing all their guns, very cool. But didn't any of the villains notice that, like, Gordon and Bullock are sitting at the table across from them? Like, it's clearly, like, you would probably recognize them. Like, going to the toilet, did they not, like, is that fucking Bullock?
What's at the stool next to him?
Yeah.
His Commissioner Gordon, like, sweating bullets, like, come on, get the piss out. He's got a little tash above his dick, of pubes.
Joker's like, Commissioner Gordon? No. I get that all the time.
Yeah. He's good looking, though, isn't he? Good looking guy.
I also love the plot line of turning Catwoman into cat food and feeding all the cats in Gotham.
I like that too.
That's really cool.
First thing tomorrow, I'm sending a lovely case of cat food to Batman.
I don't think so.
And I do love how Joker says he's going to mail Batman a can of cat food, but who's he going to mail it? Like, how is he going to...
Wayne Manor's address, doesn't he?
It's Bruce Wayne. That's
He's
right,
like,
I forgot.
I watched the delivery of the penny and it went to Wayne Manor, so that was an easy figure.
Whoopsie. And then at the end, Batman stops Catwoman from being turned into cat food and takes Harley down. I like how easy it was for him there. That was clearly like, we got to end this episode. So instead of having a big fight, he just grabs Harley and then flicks the switch.
That's fun.
It is fun. Yeah, it works.
You've only got time for one. Good call.
And the two vigilantes, Catwoman and Batman, share a moment on the rooftop before Batman swings away. And Catwoman says, almost got him. And that is the end of this episode. As always, we go straight in our top three. Right now, it's Perchance to Dream, Joker's Favor, and The Laughing Fish. Is this episode better than any of those three episodes? I agree. So which one is going to go?
Right, this is going to be really tough.
It's really tough because the three of them have been standing tall for a long time in this podcast. I think
Perchance to Dream
Perchance to Dream only slightly loses out to Joker's Favor.
But Perchance is one of my favourite episodes.
Yeah, and Joker's Favor. I mean, Joker's Favor, first Harley as well. We love Joker stalking Charlie.
Yeah, the music alone.
The music, the laughing fish, the music alone in that as well. And the whole plot with the fish is amazing. The shark.
All right, knock out Perchance to Dream, but I don't like it.
No. Okay, so our new top three is, no particular order, Almost Got 'Em, Joker's Favor, and The Laughing Fish. Ranking out of 10, what would you give this episode?
I give it a 9.7 out of 10.
Ooh, what's the point 3?
Now that I know of the changing of the Poison Ivy story,
Right.
I think it would have been better with the Christmas stuff.
Okay, well, I am going to give my first 10.
It's fair enough.
I just love this episode. even with some
So
flaws.
it's a 9.8.5.
9.8.5?
9.85.
9.85. 9.8.5. That's the maths for you. And then always, buddy, your favorite category, fit check. Poison Ivy wears a trench coat and a garden hat. And then, of course, she's also wearing a dark green bathing suit in the Almost Got Him story. And, of course, Batman dresses up as Killer Croc. That's his new threads for this episode. Don't you love this part of the category? For those that are listening and not watching, he's asleep. You know, flick your titty. Okay. Do you want to know what's next for our review?
That was nice. I think I need a kip. I could have clearly, actually powered down there.
Imagine if you fell asleep on me in this episode of all episode reviews. And that's how he almost got to a podcast.
Well, I made me sleepy close my eye. I'm ready for a little kippy.
All right. Guess what's next?
What?
Ow! Fuck! What do you think is next?
After this episode?
Yeah. What villain do you think is going to be next?
Maybe one we haven't seen yet?
I was thinking it was going to be that, but there is a sneaky little penguin episode
Okay.
before that. The next episode we're going to review is Birds of a Feather.
Okay. What's...
Birds of a Feather is the episode where Penguin enters into the upper class.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
And I think it's a good episode.
Isn't this like the classic, we've taken someone from lower class and put them in upper class and now we're laughing at them?
Yes. Yeah.
It was done in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes. Yeah,
It's been done a million times before.
Yeah. So we'll do
Dinner for Schmucks.
Oh my god,
It's
I
like
haven't
a
seen that
trope.
movie in ages. Anyway, come back next week where we'll be reviewing Birds of a Feather. They're flocking outside.
Everyone knows fish.